Welcome to Season 3 of Swiss Impact with Banerjis. I'm Sveta.
And I'm Ben.
The topic of Season 3 is Impact Investing, the new normal. Do you also want to do something meaningful for our planet and people, or invest with impact?
Then our amazing and powerful guests who are business owners, heads of financial institutions, thought leaders, political leaders, policymakers, investors, and experts.
Greetings, my name is Ash Pachori and I'm the senior mentor of the POP or Protect Our Planet movement and also a member of the board and secretary-treasurer of the World Sustainable Development Forum. Our primary goal is to mobilize the 1.8 billion youth of the world to urgently address the issue of climate change and take action to protect our planet.
This will inspire you to get engaged.
And in this season, we will challenge them even more to take actions towards sustainable development goals to enable paradigm shift in the financial sector and way of doing business.
Watch and learn how can we, as humans, transform into eco-financial system which would serve all people and the environment.
We aim for impact investment to become available to anyone, become truly mainstream.
See you every Friday at 3 p.m. Central European Time at Swiss Impact with Banerjee.
Act for your future.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening to everyone, and to our viewers from Far East. Good night.
Welcome back to week 3 of season 3 to our show about impact investment. The theme of the season is Impact Investing, the new normal.
So just before we start, just wanted to let you know that if you like this show, then please find us on YouTube and subscribe to our show. It's just youtube.com/Swiss Impact. And then you can select and watch all our previous shows.
Absolutely. And what we are going to learn today, or takeaways, it's mainly about how to create an international business which is very impactful and profitable at the same time, and how to get it financed. So Ben, before we start, let's continue our tradition. What's your story? What is up in the world's news today?
So, German election is coming soon, and you can see the impact of it everywhere. For example, this week, that is from 7 to 12 September, we are having the IAA 2021 car exhibition taking place in Munich. Guess what? Chancellor Angela Merkel said that cars are not only the part of the climate problem, but even it can become a part of the solution.
Which is great.
Question is, how much should people believe her or trust her? Of course, you see that the German car industry is in rapid transformation. All of them are turning fast to electric cars, and thanks to the Dieselgate scandal.
But what is the Dieselgate for those who maybe missed this scandal?
So this is a short reminder, a historical reminder to our viewers who don't know. This happened basically is that in September 2015, the United States EPA, that is the Environmental Protection Agency, issued a violation of the Clean Air Act to the German car maker Volkswagen. The agency found out that Volkswagen had been intentionally programming their TDI diesel engines to reduce their nitrogen oxide emission artificially during the laboratory testing.
So cool. People get inventive when it's about profit.
Exactly. So that it fulfilled the US standards. But when those cars were on the road, they were producing or emitting 40 times more in the real world. And apparently they did it to 11 million cars from the year 2009 to 2015.
Yeah, and it's really crazy. I mean, I was also long time ago driving Volkswagen. Actually, it's a little bit, but not anymore.
So just going back to my story, in my opinion, the fact remains that under the protection of Merkel, the CEOs of the German auto car industries also kept on blocking the electrification of automobiles.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Toyota came with this hybrid technology, they were ridiculed, even and was mentioned that the technology is expensive, complicated, etc., while the diesel motor is efficienter, cheaper, and even getting better. To tell the truth, I remember one of my family members who is teaching at one of the Technical University of Netherlands even believed this fairy tale. Till what happened is, unfortunately for them, the Dieselgate, which broke this fantasy, broke this fairy tale, and fast forward, now all these companies are creating e-cars. So So that's it.
So this is all from your side today?
No, I just want to say, before I finish, I just want to
Mhm.
say, for many climate activists who still find that the actions of German car industry is too slow, but luckily, with the waning stars of Merkel and the Green parties in Germany are getting stronger and stronger, at least that's what I'm reading in the newspapers, I think the German auto industry will speed up their transformation because, number one, they're scared of tougher regulations which will be
Mhm.
implemented, and number two, they will have less support from the German government.
You seem to be very happy that someone maybe new is coming in German government,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
really.
Yeah.
I'm counting on the Green becoming stronger and stronger. So, but before we finish, Svetlana, a couple of weeks back, I was at a university students meeting, and it turns out that the students have this kind of idea that impact investment is only for high and rich and mighty. And it's a very elitist thing. Please explain whether it is true or not.
Well, it's like it's not. There is no straight answer to that actually. And what is true nowadays that indeed, if you want to invest in impact investing, the most of financial products are still for wealthy people, right? Starting maybe from 250,000 US dollars, you can invest, especially in private equity, right? But however, if you want, you can find also investment in impact investing starting from $100 already, right? So it's really not only for wealthy people on this planet, which is a good news. And we are aiming also to help mainstreaming impact investment. So anyone could go to any bank and say, I want to invest for SDG 1 or 13 climate change, whatever. And here are my $100, please invest it meaningfully, right? So that's what we aim for. Yeah, so it's not only for rich people again, and for those who are maybe mixing it up with sustainable investment, impact investment is also not equal to that. so sustainable investment is, they are mainly also listed stocks which apply environmental, social, governance criteria, right? And they are still driven by profit. Profit is underlying compared to impact investments, which have an underlying mission, right? Also, the company, the founder, which is coming today, they have a very strong mission from where everything starts. And then they build on that and become financially self-sustainable. But they are solving a huge problem in our world for empowering women. So, and with this, I don't want to make our guest waiting any longer. Jaydeep Mandal, the founder of Aakar Innovation, please join us today. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi, Jaydeep.
Hi,
Hello, how are you
Jaydeep.
guys doing? Thanks
Thank you.
for inviting me in the show.
You're most welcome. So, will
Yeah.
you introduce Jaydeep to our guests?
Absolutely. So, Jaydeep, for those who don't know you yet and your amazing impact journey, I'd like to say a few words. So,
Sure.
you are leading a figure in the menstrual hygiene and health sector globally, as you have innovated and created the first 100% compostable sanitary napkin, which is certified by the highest lab of the Government of India. You also feature in the select group of PMO and Niti-Aayog's as a champion of change. Whatever this organization is, you are the champion of change. And you are also, you have won many awards, and among those are such awards from Germany as Global Bioplastic Award or Bio-Based Materials of the Year in 2019, and for your Compostable Anandi pads, which you have invented. And those awards are actually not just some awards, they are treated as Oscars awards of bio industry. So congratulations,
Thank
first
you.
of all, on these achievements to you. Well done. So great to hear that. And I also wanted to mention that your work is acclaimed by several governments, World Bank, United Nations, also many NGOs like US Aid and UK Aid, like Ajay Khan Foundation or President of India, Miss World organization and Miss India organization for amazing innovation and entrepreneurship in the menstrual hygiene sector. So I hope I didn't say too much.
I'm very curious how he got all these awards. But Jaydeep, can you tell a little bit more about your products of your company and maybe even show us, if possible, some of
Yeah,
sample?
absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you for the introductions. It was too late. They were it so covers so many things. Yeah, so we as an organization, we started in 2010, but registered in 11. We work as a solution provider in the menstrual hygiene sector. We work in two ways, like in hardware and software. So we have two organizations. Like hardware is like Aakar Innovation Private Limited, which is the private for-profit organizations. There we focus on the machinery to make sanitary pads, the raw materials to make sanitary pads. We have done several research on that, and also the finished products. As of now, it is Anandi pads, which is the first compostable certified pad in India and also elsewhere. On the other side, Aakar Social Venture, it's like an NGO, it's Section 8 company in India. It works on the education awareness around menstrual hygiene. We have created a behavioral change and communication program which focuses on menstrual hygiene, but then covers like things like sexual education, maternal health, life skills, gender, all of that. And then
Mhm.
through that, like we educate women and girls and also men and boys into this health and hygiene sector, focusing on menstrual hygiene. And there we are not that we do not promote our products, but then rather than that, like we just genuinely wanted to educate women and girls that why this is important and why they should look after this. So this is in a nutshell in terms of products. Like so, our flagship product is this, which is the Anandi compostable pads. These are now available in Amazon in India for as of the date for about since November. This this inside this the covers which comes. These are individual pads, and what we do this, so this is compostable sanitary pad, and with this premium pads, every box we sell in Amazon, we kind of give one packet actually, so which are these packets to the women and girls in the villages who are in need, free
Mhm.
of cost, along with the menstrual hygiene education, because without education that doesn't make sense. And then like these pads are also made in the village production units, which basically create this and create a sustainable enterprise. They also get livelihood out of these things. Now, while making this product, like as I said, this is first of all certified, but then we look after the environment angle and the health angle in a very minute manner. So, example like, in fact, this bag itself, this is compostable bioplastics. So, disposal bag
Mhm.
is compostable. The entire packaging, this is also a paper bag. There is no plastic touch in it, although it looks fabulous, but then still there is no plastic in it. In
Mhm.
every when we also cover this, we cover it in a three-ply box, which is also plastic free. We use plastic free tapes also to cover this. So and one of the unique features of our product is that like most of you have heard about like baby diapers, and baby diapers comes with the baby rashes, sorry, the skin rashes, so which people think like it's just tag along with that. But then like so what we have come up with the first time maybe in the world as a commercial product is a solution. So this rashes comes because of the super absorbent which is there inside diapers, and same super absorbent is also there in sanitary pads. These are chemical. This is like sodium polyacrylate, which is harmful for the human body, for the environment. These are not compostable or biodegradable. So what we have introduced is a natural super absorbent coming from cellulose base, and that works perfectly fine as an absorbent, although it is compostable and then environment friendly as well as like health friendly to the skin. So this is with that we introduce that in sanitary pads, and very soon we're going to come up with the diapers, so that eliminates the health risk of women and girls, and also like babies when they will wear our diapers, which is a big advantage. Apart from that,
You
as I
also
said,
have
like
diapers,
di-
Joydeep.
we're coming up very soon. We're done prototyping now, so like as on date it is this thing, but the technology what we have created, it can be extended to diapers and many other hygiene products. And recently we got the patent also of this technology
Mhm.
from the government of India. So yes, that will help us also to take this to large scale.
And Joydeep, it was like a crash course on how sanitary napkins are produced. Amazing. But another question: in which countries you can buy the sanitary pads, the Ananda sanitary pads on Amazon? Is it only in India at the moment, or in Europe also possible? So, which countries are currently available for
No,
this?
as on date, Amazon we are selling in India, and also in Flipkart, which is another similar platform like, yeah, and then also from our own website. But then Currently, international consumers can buy it from our website, which is anandilive.com. And then very soon we are going to launch it in Amazon globally. We are working on that. And
Yeah.
then we had done some tie-ups in US, which hopefully by end of this year, we should be present in US market also with a partner. Similarly,
Mm-hmm.
another similar types is having going on in Australia and few European countries, so which is ongoing. But otherwise, we have this mini factory models. We are working in 10 countries in across the world, which includes Nepal and down north of India, and about 8 African countries like Kenya, South Africa, Tanzania, then Ghana, Cameroon. Very soon we're going to be
Mm-hmm.
there in India also. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Jaydeep, why Aakar is an impactful business? Because not everyone can make the connection. Why it is important? Sanitary pads, women empowerment. So, what is the purpose of starting the company which you start in this sector? So, why sanitary pads? What does it create? What kind of impact?
Yeah, so when I started, it's a long story, so I'll not get into that. But then, like, I
Make it
started.
short. Make it
Make it short.
short.
The
Yeah, that's
story
why.
is always interesting.
Yes, so basically, so I was working with Honeybee Network with Professor Anil K. Gupta, who's a professor in Indian Institute of Management, which is like Harvard's of India. He started the Honeybee Network. Through that, I get in touch with the grassroots innovator, who was one of the guy in South India who made a machine. From there, I felt like we can make an enterprise out of it. So I started exploring that initially as an enterprise which can create livelihood. So I have no clue about menstrual hygiene. Even when I look back now, my own families, my mother have never used sanitary pads, or my like cousins, sisters, elders was I used to see those cloths hanging around, but never really asked them. So when I started first this production unit, small mini unit of this guy making machine, I went to the villages and started talking to the women and girls there. And then the first time I figured out this is a so big a challenge, especially in the villages of India and other countries. And I then got into the depth of it. I spoke to the women, to the doctors, local gynacs, and figure out that so many diseases are being spread because of this unhygienic practice. I got in there like initially like so, but the machine we were working with that guy didn't work, so we came up with our own machine. Initially, it was a manual machine. Then we went on to semi-automatic. Now we have automatic machines. The Now on the 2012, I got an opportunity to go to Afghanistan to with Aga Khan Foundation to do a service for a month
To
and menstrual
Afghanistan.
hygiene. Yes, so it is now a highlighted country now globally. But
Yeah,
then, yes, I
Exactly.
went there and I had actually I can tell you that so the people are fabulous there. They all love Indians and I had done a workshop there with all women, no men present, and they were very open about talking with me on this topic. But then, like, yeah, so there, Aga Khan Foundation posed me a challenge that, like, yes, you are doing good work, but then what is the challenge? Solution for disposal of sanitary pads. So I didn't had anything that time. So that intrigued me to work on something green. And when I came back to India, I started working on that, how we can make a sanitary pad green. And after about another 6 months of research, we in 2013 we came up with the first compostable pads. So this is how it started off. Like, but then I think in terms of the second part of the question, so uh, it's why it is impactful, why it has multifaceted. So in a way we cover almost 11 out of 17 sustainable development goals of United Nations through our thing. It's a yes, it covers so many things, like starting from like health and hygiene. It talks about like the environment, because we're making compostable pads, we are creating livelihood, so which is again empowering the women up there in the villages. We are also supporting education, because 24% girls in India drops out of the schools during the age when they reach the puberty. So it has a
I think
very
this
big
is one
impact on
of
the
the
education.
most important things. Education is crucial. Yeah.
Yes, so that education is also impacted, and then like the environment and then water, because like a lot of the sanitary pad goes to the water and then create challenges there. So this impact is multifaceted, and then we are upon the various aspects, and then some other parts are also covered by Aakar Social Ventures, which is purely educating women and girls about the need and impact and the importance of health and hygiene and menstrual hygiene, and why they should follow the hygienic practices, which has multi. And again, this is all we are doing with women, and then like so they are, first of all, we're covering 50% population of the world in a way, because all women have at one point of time, like between let's say 8 to 11 years of age, they start menstruating, and like it goes on till 45 to 50 years of age. So we are touching upon 50% population of the world in terms of the impact. Like, so that's larger this thing. And then obviously because like the women are involved, so it also involves men. And then so the impacts are, and then when we also reach out to the young girls. So if they are able to educate themselves and go to the school, not miss the school or drop out of the school, then we are empowering the further generations also. So yes, so that's how it
Mhm.
Yeah.
is.
And tell us some numbers of your impact, like how many girls you have educated, or how many pads did you produce till now? So something cool and big.
Yes, so we no, absolutely. So we had reached out to more than a million consumers throughout this about 10-year journey. We just touched last August, last month we crossed 10 year, so a decade of our journey, and we crossed more than a million consumers till date. In terms of impact, like we had employed about 700 plus women in the villages, in the production units, which are also owned by them. We reached out to 500,000 plus women and girls through our education
Mm-hmm.
programs in India, in Africa, in other countries. We have generated more than 5 million Indian rupees in terms of income generated for the
Mm-hmm.
women who are working in the production units. So yes, and then done like more than 100,000 workshops in different parts of the country and also
Mm-hmm.
in Africa. So
How about what's stopping you to make this 1 million to 1 billion?
so we need like, so the audience who are hearing that, we need support of all of you like to scale it. So now we are done and proven our things in India, and we are now looking for partners to expand our work in other countries. We actually almost every weekly basis receive queries from different parts of the world. But then like
Mm-hmm.
first of all, like we obviously need, which is one thing common to everyone for scaling up, is the fund. We are looking for funding right now between like $3 to $5 million to expand our business. And also we want to add on more product. Like I mentioned, we started with sanitary pad, but we also want to come up with diapers, like, which is a big challenge. Even like more than sanitary pads, diapers are creating more pollution because
Yeah.
like, so sanitary pad are used only for, let's say, 4 or 5 days in a month by women, but and also only by women, let's say, or menstruator, whereas diapers are used by, first of all, babies, it is male or female, and
Every
also elderly
single
people
day.
every single day for a long period of time. So, and then 24 by 7. So it's creating a lot more mess than sanitary pads. And because it is connecting with the elderly and the babies, people and the governments do not talk about that so much, but then it is creating a mess. So we want to introduce that in the commercial market very soon, baby as well
Mm-hmm.
as adult diapers, and also add few more other hygiene products in the pipeline. So that's there in the pipeline, but then we need partners to expand the business in terms of like, so that we can reach out to more and more countries and geographies.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, like honest ethical investors who understand our vision, and also the way we want to expand, keeping the social thing in place. So that's how we are commercial business now, but then like we have the social motive in behind, because we started working first in the villages and we want to continue to work there. And we know like they cannot afford pads in many places in India and Africa. So
Mm-hmm.
everything we sell in commercial market, there has to be a small portion which is going back to the villages, to contributing them.
Wow, this is amazing. I just wanted to know, so how do you measure the impact? Because, for example, like every retail product sector, you have to deal with logistics, which, for
Right.
example, again, indirectly creates CO2 emission. So, do you also manage that, or do you also think about that, or do you use a compensation technique?
No, see, like as on date, like what we are doing, so we have done several research work on this sector, let's say in terms of raw materials. So, like there is a key material of sanitary pads or even diapers is the wood pulp, which comes primarily from US and Canada. So, we had done extensive research and filed patents that we can use indigenous materials like water hyacinth, bagasse, banana fiber, jute, then this kind of materials which are available locally. And then these are also there in Africa. So, we have running pilots of this in like in Kenya, in Victoria Lake, which is polluting too much of water hyacinth. We have a unit up there using the local hyacinth out of the lake and using it for making sanitary pads. Similarly, in Uganda, we have used banana fiber. In India, we have used bagasse And then also we in Calcutta, which is eastern part of India, and like jute is something which has been there in Bangladesh and eastern part of India. So we're the first company also to introduce a jute-based sanitary pads along with IIT Kharagpur and then Jute Commission of India, and that has been there. So one way we are trying to localize the raw material sources as much as possible. Now, in terms of the outward logistics, like by selling the pads, what we had done, we it's like, so there is still a lot of work to be done. But then like when we use Amazon, rather than sending things like every box from our central place to everywhere, we send it to the local warehouses. So we have kept 5 local warehouses across India so that we can minimize the logistics expense and also the carbon dioxide emissions and all. But we want to look forward at how we can reduce this further onto this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That sounds great. I will have another question regarding your competition, because you are in a very complicated, competitive, and old sector, which is largely dominated by big names or very cheap and unhygienic copies of the pads, right? So, do you keep an eye on all aspects of it, and how do you compete with them? From China or some other countries. So how do you compete with them?
And especially the big brands, because you have very, very big brands.
Yes, it is. So it is India, worldwide, it is dominated by 2 multinational brands primarily, and then there are several others to follow it, national and small regional brands. So what we had been doing from day one is the innovation. So we have been ahead of the time in terms of doing this research work. So as I said, we are the first company to introduce compostable sanitary pad, which was not existed in the market back in 2013, when this topic about environment and this was not even there. Like it has just started happening last 2-3 years. So on at least in our sector, and now multinational is trying to come. So there we had obviously have filed patents, and now it has been granted. So that is one way of looking at it. And also we had so it is not only the materials but the entire I would say the ecosystem which you have created, like compostable materials. Some of you who are aware of that, these are very natural materials, so that it has to be maintained sophistically, and then it has a shelf life issue. So if it's a genuine materials, then it would like have a
Mm-hmm.
shelf life between 12 and 15 months, nothing more than that. So for multinational it's also a challenge, but for us it is an opportunity because we work in certain way, so that like whatever we make, we try to make it locally and then sell locally, so that the cycle of using from production to the finished product used to the cycle, it completes in within 6 months time. Secondly, like the machinery also which we have done, which is our own in-house things, we filed again patents on that. So those machineries are specially made for making compostable pads, because the soft materials which is like compostables cannot be like used in like machines which are used in multinational, which are super fast, which can make maybe 500,000 pads in a day. But then like, so if you run our like compostable material that fast, so it will tear apart and nothing will come out. So we have also made unique machines to make these pads and products, which also sets it apart. So it's like in a wholesome, it is about the innovations which we have like kept it alive, kept us like ahead of the things. And also we had done those regulatory things, like we are the first company to get it certified as per global
Mm-hmm.
standard
Mm-hmm.
to be this thing. So we got several awards, as you know. And then post that, Government of India invited me to be part of the Bureau of Indian Standard Advisory Committee for Sanitary Pad, where all those big multinationals are also present. So I had to fight with them a bit there. And it's our certificate, actually, Government of India, firstly, they had to follow, and then they had come up with the first compostable standard for the world in sanitary pad sector. So which we have been a key player there to introduce that, and now it has become public, so that standard has to be followed now, which is now happening. So these are the steps which we have taken from our end, and like obviously our investors, our advisors, our board members and partners, so they are helping us to spread this word. And one thing like which we do advocacy program, like I think, and then reach out to people like you through your support, so that we can tell the real story to the world. Because right now, if you go to, let's say, Amazon in India, there will be hundreds of companies who are claiming their products are biodegradable, compostable, organic, this and
Mm.
that, but none of them have any certification. They are all either
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
cheap import from China, or they're locally produced without any certification, but they are selling it at 3-4 times the price, and fooling people. And we have reached out to complain these to Amazon also, and they're looking into the matter, which is going to take
It,
longer
it,
time.
it
But then,
reminds me, Jaydeep, reminds me of ESG and impact investment. Many people claim they do impact investment, even though
yes,
they don't, right? So I see that this happening also in your industry, kind of. Uh-huh.
yes, too many of them.
But Joydeep, didn't these multinationals approached you, or like, wouldn't it? For me, it would be logical for them to kind of cooperate with you, right, and to create huge impact around the world if they could transform completely to such production.
Yes, they some of them did reach out to us, and they have been reaching out to us not from now, from 2013-14, but somehow we couldn't find a like I think like mutual understanding where we can work with them, because we had certain mission and vision in mind, which are still not aligned with them. So
Uh-huh.
Makes
I
sense.
see. Yeah.
So let's go more on the finance and investment side. So
right.
how did you finance and manage the product research and production till now?
So it's there are some multiple funny stories. So like the very first unit we started, it was like still my parents do not know the show. See the show, they will get to know that. So I didn't pay my final college fees of my MBA days, and that money went on for setting up the first pilot unit of Aakar in northern part of India. Post that, like, so again I had to lie to my parents to go to Afghanistan, so I earned some money in a month, which was quite a big, and that funded for another year of my work. The 1 month I spent in Afghanistan, the consulting fees I earned from
This is
India.
a passionate entrepreneur, no, with impact,
So yes,
finding the ways.
was that we were we struggled a bit, but then we got lucky to get some small grants. We got support from GAN Challenges Canada, with from Millennium Alliance, and a few smaller funds and CS support. And then we continued. We and then obviously we are also commercially invested by investors. We are invested by one of the platform Artha in Impact, like, which is based in Switzerland only. And in India, we have several angel investors who have given us money. So it was a small amount, but then that helped us to initially start it off. And right now, again, we are looking for further investment to expand our work. And like, first of all, in terms of adding more products, and also the geographically.
Mm-hmm. Among our viewers, we have a huge group of SMEs from emerging market who are looking for investment. So can you please share a bit in more detail, maybe, how did you get your business financed, like the first seed investor, because usually it's the most difficult part. So how would you advise them to get it done?
And please don't tell them to get it from their college fees.
So no, I think like at the very beginning, so the best way to start with the what we call the pools, the friends, family, and the other pools, like where you can, or if you have some made some savings out of that, I think nothing better than that, because getting invested at day one always is a challenge. So whatever way, maybe for initial 1 or 2 years, if you can make the very basic product. Like out of your own money or from this kind of funds, that's best. And then like you can reach out. There are multiple incubators which are there across India and across the world now, which have come up
Mhm.
in universities, in colleges, and by governments otherwise. And those incubators are very, very supportive in terms of giving you the bucket of services which they can bring in like into the table, and also reach out to, let's say, the angel investor, which is the, I think, the first way to get some money, as an angels, who can support you, and then take it to the next level, to that you are qualified to take investment from, let's say, larger venture capitalist, or maybe HNIs at a larger level. So I feel like, I think this is the way. There are also like I think loans which are given by governments, banks, which are there, but that depends on if your organization is have the capacity to pay back with those certain interest rate, then only one can approach that. But then for SME, especially in India, now there are multiple bank loans, government loans are there, which are collateral free, which are available, especially for the industry which are into manufacturing.
That
Okay.
sounds great. Thanks a lot for these advices. I mean, there is no, like magic. You need to kind of
Work at it.
work at it, right?
Exactly. So I wanted to go on the next. That's the threats you have in as a business. So did COVID impact you in one way or other?
Yes, it did impacted us. Like, so two way. Like, one, the good part was like, so because we have small units in the villages, and then during COVID time is so multinationals couldn't reach out there, although they had very limited network, but then still, like, so their supply chain was completely shut, so they had no supply. So all of those small units actually played a very large role in providing this like sanitary pads to the women and girls in the villages where they didn't had any access to the product. So that was the good part which happened for a period of time. But post that, once they also ran out of the materials, then the challenges started coming out when, like, we couldn't supply them of the raw materials, and many of the such units also had to either shut down or for pause for a period of time. Some of them have been able to recover, some of them are still, like, in a way of recovering. So that was one thing. But then this is one part. But second part, which has created a bigger challenge, is the logistics. So then the
Mm-hmm.
materials, let's say if we are anything by ship, we are getting something. So that cost of those logistics has gone up by 3, 4, 5 times during the
Wow.
COVID time.
Mm.
And so that has created a several challenge for us in terms of material. Like, giving a simple example, like wood pulp, which is used in as a core material of sanitary pad. I said, like, the primarily it comes from US, Canada. So it used to cost less than $1 before COVID, and now it is more than $2.
Mm.
So it is like double. So similarly, other materials
Mm-hmm.
prices have also gone up, so which is obviously creating challenges, because we have kept, like, our basic primary product, like, which is sell or distribute in the villages, the this one, which is the Anandi Eco Plus pads. We have kept the price point same for last 5 years, which is a big challenge, but then, like, burning into our own margins and all. But we have continued our innovation so that we can reduce costs. But then, like, keeping such things has become a challenge during COVID. Yes, and then, like,
Mm-hmm.
obviously we some of our colleagues have faced had gone through the COVID situation. The family members died, including my own grandfather died during this thing. So those are also the impact which obviously we had to go through during this time.
And what do you think? Any other issues coming in the future? So what do you how do you see that?
Connecting to COVID.
No, at all. I mean, in
Okay.
general, any other
Yeah,
issues you
yeah.
might facing with your business?
No, so, like, the good part is that, like, people are now more pro to the impact, no more pro to the environment, or, like, post COVID. Another good thing happened as people have started thinking, yes, health is something which is important. They have to invest and give importance to your own health. Otherwise, like COVID affected mostly to those people who have comorbidities. So that is good
Mm-hmm.
part, that people are now started thinking like they should start investing on this and buy products which are more environment friendly, health friendly, and all of that, and which can also create impact. So that way I see a better future from now onwards rather than like anything negative. But competition is always there. Like, so there is multinationals now, they have started thinking. Earlier they were not like that. Yes, we have they have also have to work on sustainable products, so which they had started researching now. And I hope I think they will also come up with their own products, which is very good part, because it is important that like we reduce as much as possible this environment impact on products such menstrual hygiene, which is used for vast
Mm-hmm.
number of women and girls across. But I think like the future should be good, and we are as we are focusing on innovations from day one and continue to do that. So we would try to be ahead of the time to see our products and introduce more products into the sector.
But can you name them, your biggest competitors, which you see as a threat?
Yeah, so me, so there are, like, I would say,
Maybe they will become partner, because sometimes it happens in impact investing. Who knows?
yes, yes, no, no. So there are like because we work in a multifaceted way, so there are, I think, different like competitors in different segments. So obviously there are multinational like Johnson and P&G. They work in a sector, so we are ants in front of them. But then yes, they are one way competitors for us.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you go to the international market and then India, we expand in large scale. There are also like competitions, like so companies which are like Carmesi. There is Sati Pads and many small startups which has come up in last 3 to 4 years, who are not selling certified products, but then they are into the market and selling in Amazon kind of places. So and let's say similarly in the US market, there is Cora, there is Organic, and there are many other brands which are there. And so those are competitors on the product level. We also sell machines. So although there is like in large machines, China is obviously leading, so we are not there. But then in mid segment, there are multiple companies like which are selling those pads, but the focus is less on the machines for us, so that's not really we see as a threat. And the last part is the education program. So there we don't see any competition as such. We look forward to partner with more and more organizations, like we have partnered with UNICEF, Watch United, WSCC, and many others international organizations, so that impact those education program can be expanded with partnerships.
But so to all of those whom you named, I want to send a little message. So please, together we can achieve a better world. So please collaborate. And it's not only in your sector, it's happening in many sectors. That the big multinationals and come and don't do the proper work or collaboration, then either it fails or they do it themselves, but not with the same impact. So let's keep the
Yeah.
great work
Yes.
together. Yeah.
Yesterday I was in a conference, and there's a very famous Swiss gentleman, Bernard Piccard. He said there has been nearly no expansion or no growth if from the end of 19th century till 1970s or 80s, because it has only been about more and more and more. So we have only focused on quantity, not on quality. And he said the future growth is not on quantity, it will be on quality. That's the only way you can grow, to make products better and better instead of just mass production. And the multinationals, they're focused or based on mass production. So that's why they cannot in a serious way compete with you.
Yeah, but talking about business expansion, do you want to spread in other countries or to scale your business more, since you have been like limiting production capacity till now? So what's your future plans look like?
Yeah, so no, we are absolutely we are willing to expand, and we are expanding right in this process. Like we are already present in about 8 countries in Africa, but now with our new product lines, we are in process of expanding to the commercial markets, like in the US or Canada, then like in European countries, like where we are sitting right now, Germany, like Switzerland, UK. Right there, and then we have been some talks going on for countries like Australia, Singapore also. So but then like so these are in process right now, and we're looking for more and more partners. For us, the very key or important part is that, like, because we have a certain mission and vision in place, and also social impact, so we will only partner with organizations who are in the similar space or who have the same mind, be it an investor, be it a partner. We get several offers from across the world, but then we deny that because where we see there is no alignment to that. Obviously we that's how we have only grown organically, not exponentially, because we were there true to our ethics, true to our mission, vision, and also the impact matrices. So that is our strength and core. That's how we have been known for over more than a decade, which very few organizations in our sector actually has working for so long, except the multinationals. So yes, so keeping in that in mind, we are willing to partner with anyone and everyone across the world, whoever wants to work with us.
Okay.
Jaydeep, you mentioned that you're looking only, I mean, I say only because it's not such a big amount if you look at many trillions that European Investment Bank is allocated. So you're looking for 3 to 5 millions, right? Is it
Right.
an issue to find it with such a great history impact? Like how are you facing that? Is it still, even with your company who is having a product, having a track record already, still an issue? Then we have a really wrong world.
So I don't know, like, so maybe like as I said, we are unlike many other small startups who have been just getting pads from, let's say, from China and rebranding and selling it and making it looking sexy and investing more money on marketing or in media. We never have done that. So whatever marketing has happened from us was organically, like, so media reaching out to us and talking about us and things, and like, and also as a core, like people who are working on menstrual hygiene sector globally, they know, be it a multinational companies there, or maybe research organizations or like universities who are working in the sector. But I think like on the consumer side, like because we haven't expanded as such, like, so they're still like we're getting known. But as a brand Anandi in India, now it has becoming popular because we started selling in Amazon and all. So in terms of investments, so I think like maybe we haven't reached out enough. Like that could be one reason. Secondly, like also we are, as I said, like we are looking for investors who are aligned to what we are doing. So there is anyone like out there who are listening today to this show. So I would love to talk to them and see like how we can work on with this support and expand our thing to the world.
It's clear. This maybe one last thing from my side about franchise, because I'm sure someone who hears that maybe had already an idea like you do and want to bring it in their own country or region. Like, do you work with franchise, or how would that work?
Yes, so right now we just started off that. Like we have signed up with someone for US market. Similarly, we
Mm-hmm.
are finishing off another discussion for Australian market, for Dubai, and also for Singapore. Europe, where there have been some talks going on, but nothing has been finalized. So yes, we are absolutely willing to work with any franchisees as such, and an exclusive or non-exclusive basis, depending on like the expansion and network they have. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm done. You can go ahead.
and we definitely need the diapers, so please speed up with it.
Yes, yes. We have made prototypes, but then like yes, we do. It's a commercial product. We just need some more time and we need some funds
We are
also.
happy to give you a feedback. We can use it. And I mean, not
And
we, but our baby.
So, and are you also thinking of using partners?
yes,
Because
absolutely.
now the people are watching from all over the world. Would you be reaching out to partners? And what kind
Yes,
of
because
partners?
yes, from the beginning of Aakar, as I mentioned, I started with Professor Anil Gupta and Honeybee Network. So that entire network is about partnership, because I believe in that, and we believe in that as an organization also. Without partnership, we cannot grow. So in fact, till date, whatever we have achieved is also about partners. What we have, like be it in Germany, in US, and Africa, in India, and several parts of the world. So yes, we are absolutely. There to partner with anyone. It could be in terms of research partnership, it could be in terms of sales partnership, investment partnerships, strategic partnerships, whatever way. Like we are absolutely yes looking forward to such any kind of such partnerships. But only line there is that they have to align to what we are as a mission, vision, ethics, what we follow. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Jaydeep, as a tradition, we always ask our guests to also send a call to action in the world for wherever it is, like how would you or what would you say to our audience? Call to action to do something in their life, or maybe buy your sanitary pads, whatever it is. Feel free to send it out.
No, 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 thank you for that. Like, so basically, like, I would say there is nothing like alternate to the hard work. So anyone thinks like this short way, that's maybe very for short period of time. Also, it will not last. So hard fact is something. There is no alternative to that. Secondly, I feel like I personally believe that ethics is very important. Although I have seen in my experience over 10 years is that in business ethics have a very thin line. So it will tend to go otherwise. So I would urge like whoever is starting up something or doing something, if they can follow ethics, it is going to be helpful in a longer run and also make a better society. Because I've seen a lot of this practice, unethical practices going on, where they claim something, the product is something else, and it is harming. Like this diaper only. So diaper rashes are happening for not today, for many years. It is a known fact, but still not some much of work is being done and then not being penalized also. So I think like that those and then innovation is something which is always keep you ahead of the time. So I think research and innovation should be the key. And unfortunately, although there is less investment available for doing research and innovation work, except some government things. So I feel like investor also, like if they when they give funding to anyone, so if they can also give funds for this research works, that's always helpful for the companies to grow, because that one, those patents, those innovative products is going to last more rather than the copycats who anyone can come anytime and then copy that and have a lot of money and grow, but then that's not going to create a lot of impacts or long-term journey for those companies. So yes.
So basically, in a nutshell, be innovative to create real impact, and something else
And
I
be
missed.
ethical.
Be ethical, exactly. Be
And
innovative,
also look after
ethical
your
for true
society.
impact.
Look after people around you. So look after the impact is also important for, I believe
Yeah.
on that. Yes.
Thank
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jaydeep.
Thank you, Jaydeep, very, very much. We are running out of time now. So thank you for joining us. And as you're aware that as a thank you to our speaker, you or your organization will receive an honorary membership on the Chamomile platform.
Absolutely. Just register, let me know, and we will upgrade it to a higher level.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity and thank you for your time.
Namaste to India. Thank you
Thank
for joining us today.
And enjoy today's Ganesh Chakram. What
Yes,
Chaturthi?
Chaturthi. Yes, I'm going to go there downstairs right after this thing. Thank you for that.
Oh, congratulations! Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye, Jaydeep.
Bye, Jaydeep.
All right, so dear viewers, with this, our show for today is ending. And if you like our show, please subscribe below at our YouTube channel. And for those who are interested to learn more how to create impactful business, which is also profitable, keep an eye on chamomile.ch because in September we are going to have a new course again. So
Thank you for watching us.
yes, and act for your future. Welcome to Season 3 of Swiss Impact with Banerjis. I'm Sveta.
And I'm Ben.
The topic of Season 3 is Impact Investing, the new normal. Do you also want to do something meaningful for our planet and people or invest with impact?
Then our amazing and powerful guests who are business owners, heads of financial institutions, thought leaders, political leaders, policymakers, investors, and experts.
Greetings, my name is Ash Pachori, and I'm the senior mentor of the POP or Protect Our Planet movement, and also a member of the board and secretary-treasurer of the World Sustainable Development Forum. Our primary goal is to mobilize the 1.8 billion youth of the world to urgently address the issue of climate change and take action to protect our planet.
This will inspire you to get engaged.
And in this season, we will challenge them even more to take actions towards sustainable development goals to enable paradigm shift in the financial sector and way of doing business.
Watch and learn how can we, as humans, transform into eco-financial system which would serve all people and the environment.
We aim for impact investment to become available to anyone, become truly mainstream.
See you every Friday at 3 p.m. Central European Time at Swiss Impact with Banerjee.
Act for your future.